Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. So I'm coming back today with the current members free gift over at Hunkydorys Crafts. So basically you just have to sign up as a member, which is free, and then you can pick up this kit, either the kit with just the toppers and the cardstock, which is free, you just pay postage, or there's a £12.99 option where you get all of these bits that I'm going to show you today. So you do get the bite-sized book, so you can see all of those images in there. I did that super quickly, so I do apologise. And you also get some adorable scoreable in colours theme to match the kit. Just pop those out of the way. And then this is the actual kit itself. So I'm just going to quickly flip through them and then we'll get on with crafting with it. So this is the blue blossoms, and I've gone by the website and which ones they've put them together. So I'm thinking this is the ones, the pieces that go together. So do forgive me if it's not. But that's the printed, and then you've got that gorgeous flower foiled there. I've got two inserts because, like I say, I've got the £12.99 kit, and then you get two papers that are double-sided, so best of both worlds. Then you've got Meadow Moments, which is some long tags. So you know, if you're just doing one on a card, you've got 6 there, but they've still given you sentiments. You've got this beautiful piece of cardstock. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. And then you've got your printed one. Then, oops, turn that over. We've got beautiful, I mean, that in itself could just be a card. It's just beautiful. And then your double-sided papers. This one's perfect petals. So 2 large toppers, a couple of borders, tags, sentiments, little square toppers. Just beautiful. That's your printed cardstock, and then you've got your feature foiling, as they're calling it these days, I think, which is beautiful. Then you've got the insert again. This could just be a paper because there's nothing to say that that has to be an insert. Just can't pick it up. There we go. And then the printed double-sided paper, butterflies, or that sort of damasky type pattern. And then a wishing wreaths, again 2 big toppers, lots of small ones, lots of sentiments. There's your printed cardstock. There's your feature foiled. I mean, that is just so subtly done beautifully. Then you've got your 2 inserts, and then you've got your double-sided papers. I mean, that is just gorgeous. The other thing I did buy, and this is separate, but I will just show you, even though I'm not going to be using it today, just so you're not surprised if I bring it out later on. I did buy the edge to edge foiled kit. I did it last time with the male themed one, and I did really enjoy using it. So I've got a light blue with that sort of damask, dark blue. Feels like there's more than one there. There is. We've got that. Let's put those together. Then we've got sort of white scribble daisies, blue scribble daisies, light blue lace, white lace, sort of check pattern there, I guess. Dots in the dark blue and the light blue. You've got the beautiful floral in that royal blue and that grey, stunning. Light blue flowers, dark blue flowers, and then the butterflies in the light blue and the dark blue. Okay, so what I'm going to do is tidy most of this away, and we'll get set up for card number 1. I'll be working with the blue blossoms today. So I'm going to start with a 6x6 card blank. So this is a 12x6 that I've just folded in half. And then if I bring my trimmer in for this other one, just so it's all matching cardstock, I want to cut a piece that's going to be 3x6, and I want a piece that is 5x6. So we've got a piece left over. We'll put that one away. Okay, So from these pieces that I've cut, if I bring my scoreboard in, and the piece that's 3 by 6, I'm just going to pop that into my onto my board with the 3" at the top, and I'm going to score a half, 1, 2 and 2.5 for that one. And then this one here, I'm going to put it with this 6 going long ways. Am I? Yes, I am, because I wanted it 5 that way, that's right. So 6 going long ways, and I'm going to score at half and at 1. So yeah, that's right. Been a while since I made one of these cards. Now I do need that trimmer back. Let me just give these a burnish down, even though we're not using those yet. That's that piece there. Just give that a little burnish down. And I'll also just give my card a burnish as well while I am here. Okay, so those are the pieces that we are needing. Now I can't stick, oh yeah, I can put this piece on first of all. Let's put that one on, and that means I can do all of my other layers nice and flat. So I'm just going to open it back up, a little bit of red liner tape, and if I can find the end, come here, a little double. Going to pop that onto there, give that a good press down, and we'll turn that around, do the same on this side. I don't have to worry about where the tape is really, because apart from being on that tab obviously, because I don't have to worry about it being seen. I'm going to take the bottom of my card, take that piece off, and I'm just going to add a little bit of tacky glue on these corners. And what we can do, just do my usual trick, just button that up to my card and then popping that on. And then for this next one, what I'm going to do is fold it over, so I've got one score line and then the next one is folded, and get rid of that, pop a little bit of this tacky glue on here again just to make sure those ends stay down, and then just fold that flat, and that means we're going to get that nice pop up, nice and level. Okay, so that's the bottom. Now this bit, it's going to go over the top. I might cut it down a little bit because I am using this one. Let's just check, because I wanted to be able to get all of the frame on. Let's just see, it looks a little wider than I had planned, but I did measure, so oh yeah, that's way too wide. Okay, let's just so let's just going to put a little line there. I just want to come in on the other side of that because I want to be able to stick the frame to it. So if I put that to there, so it's 4 inches. So that piece needs to be 4 by 6 instead, so apologies guys. And then that piece is going to go probably in the middle around about there with our piece on. So, but I don't want to do that until I've stuck the layers on. So let's start with some layers. Now the foiling is silver, so I'm going to use just normal silver Miri Matte today. This piece here is 5 by 6, so I'm going to take 2 notches off the 6 and 2 2 notches off the 5, because remember we've got that inch piece there at the bottom. Okay, and then this piece here, we should be able to take that to 2 notches under the 1. Let's use a little bit of tape just to keep that in place. Don't want that jumping about. Okay, and that bit should fit quite nicely onto there, and it does. And then if I take another Newly Max, I'm going to take it to 2 notches under the 4. And this is for this piece here, and I believe it's 2 notches under the 5. Okay. So that piece is going to go onto there. I'm not decorating this piece here because it's not going to be seen. I'm also not decorating along there. Just pick that up along there because it's not really going to be seen either. If you want to do that, you can do. It's just a question of adding a little bit of cardstock in. Okay, so let's start with some of the cardstock. So I'm going to start by cutting this at 5 3/4. And then I'm going to cut this at 4 3/4. So that is going to go over the back of there. Now I did say that I wasn't going to use any of this foiled cardstock, but I did change my mind. So I'm just going to take this blue one, and I'm just going to take a strip of 3/4 of an inch, and then that needs to be 5 3/4. I just picked this dark one because I want to use the border, which is very light and pale. So I thought if I use this nice dark one, it's going to really pick up those colours. And then the next thing I want to do is bring in one of these papers for this piece to go on here. So this needs to be 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. I've done it wrong then, but I haven't. So that should go quite nicely onto there. Not sure if I'm going to go with the blue or with the patterned. You're not going to see a lot of it behind the topper. I suspect that one probably will go better. And then lastly, I want that border. So let's just snip that out and cut that to size. So quite a lot going on this card. If you haven't got the foiled cardstock, just use another piece of that. Just whatever way you're putting it this way. Let's say I decide to put it that way. Just choose the other way along there, or you could simply just have the border as it is, or trim it another bit off of this backing sheet. You know, loads of options. You don't have to have the foiled one. It's just because I bought it, I thought I might as well use it. So I'm just going to neaten up that end, and then we just need to cut that to 5 3/4. I mean, you might also have other foil cardstock as well. You know, there are loads of patterns that they do that would probably still work in these colours. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some gluing. So we'll leave that one for the moment. So this card is just going to open normally like a normal temp fold, so you can just pop your normal insert in there. So glues, I'm going to be using my Floral all-purpose glue, which is the same as the Hunkydorys construction glue. I'm going to use my Floral tacky glue, which is a PVA water-based glue. I'm also going to be using the Hunkydorys permanent dot pen as well, just for these thinner bits on this border. So just going to pop on there. If I just grab a little bit of card, just because that's kind of gone in a little puddle there. I don't want that to ooze out. So I'll just squeeze that in. Okay, then we can just pop that on just with our usual nice white border all the way around. Like so. Give that a good press down. Again, I always say it, but you can come in with your embossing folder, masks, that sort of thing, to make some texture. You can also just use your scoreboard to emboss some lines if you prefer, just to add a bit of interest to the cardstock. You don't have to leave it plain like this. And actually, I think that if you were lucky enough to get the magazine number 81 with a free embossing folder in, the dotty dots, I think it's called, would look pretty nice on here. You know, you could just do this bit here, would look lovely. Okay, so next we're going to go with this one. Actually, let's put our dots on the corner first. And apologies that there's no Wednesday workout. I'm having to sort of give up on that for a minute, guys, because actually Hunkydorys have been keeping me pretty busy. And I think because I've had the extra videos from the sort of sneak peeks and things, it means I haven't been able to have as much time to do it. So I'm not going to forget about it completely, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it as regularly as I'd hoped to when I sort of invented it at the beginning of the year. But I mean, with the sneak peeks, I do use dies on there anyway, so hopefully you're not going to miss it too much. Okay, so that border just needs to go on. I think what I'll do is just use the dots on there, just to make that nice and easy. And just get that not to be quite so much on the wonk. Also don't want that cardstock to move. Oh, disaster, disaster. Okay, let's press that down. Let's just pop that up a little bit. I think that looks better, yeah. Okay, so that is my base card. So now I need some more of this red liner tape. I'm going to want a piece along my little glue flap here. Give that a good press down. And I'm going to pop a piece along the bottom here. I've done this too long, so I'm going to have to cut it off. Oops, there we go. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is fold this down flat, move those out of the way. Sorry, my computer keeps beeping at me. And I'm going to pop some tacky glue on these corners. And then, like I said, I wanted it sort of in the middle. So let's go. Actually, let's fold this down first of all, because that's going to be a disaster if we don't. Actually, just move it down a little bit more towards me so I can see the top. Make sure the top line is sort of straight. I think we're there. And then if I take this one off, I'm not going to bother with the tacky glue on. If I keep that folded down, now when I pop that up, I've got my little pop-up popping quite nicely there. Okay, so now we can go ahead and pop these on. Actually, what I'll do is pop this on first so I can give it a little press. So because it's the paper, I'm going to use my dotty tape pen and we'll pop that into there, sort of float it to where we want it to be, and you can keep it pressed down so those dots catch quite nicely. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the dots on this piece just purely because my cardstock is curling a little bit, and I think if I can put a bit of pressure on it and get that stuck down first of all, that's going to be good for me. There we go, so put that down, just give it a good press down. And that's stuck down quite nicely there. Now this one, of course, we're going to put some dimension on. Now this card, it isn't going to fit into a normal envelope, I don't think. When this goes down, it may do. It's going to be quite chunky though, because we've got all those folds there. I probably would go with a handmade card box, or a handmade card box from Hunkydorys. They do the shallow and they do the deep. If you're going to fold it up, you can get away with a shallow, which you do get slightly more for your money. But if you're going to keep it up like so and just pop it in, you would need the deeper one, which is about 1 inch. Okay, so let's pop these on. So I'm going to use some 1mm foam pads, I think, for the frame. Just quickly chop some foam pads up. There we go. I think that should be plenty. Now I'm not going to bother putting any at the top and the bottom. I'm just going to do it at the sides. That way I know I'm not going to have anything on display where I don't want it to be. And I'm going to put a nice amount on because I do want a nice amount of support. There's that one. You'll have to let me know if you've got your club gift yet, because it's a bargain. It really is. There is no better thing in crafting than a Hunkydorys free gift. And if you're just starting out, what a way to start with the best quality. I mean, I know they say, you know, you get in what you put out. So if you start with really good quality items like these, I mean, you don't necessarily even have to buy any card blanks. You could just literally fold the cardstock in half. Let me just show you. Let me just grab that little pip. So let's say you've got this piece of cardstock. You literally could put like a fold in the middle, fold it in half. You've got a beautiful card to build your card on here, and when they turn it over, they've got that lovely design on the back. I tend to not do that. I tend to try and get at least 4 cards out of each kit, and I do that by adding extra card. But it's up to you. If you're starting out and you want to just try out the different sort of ways of playing with the cardstock, then for I think it's like £3.95 delivery in the UK. If you're just buying the kit, you just need something to fold and some glue, and you've got yourself something that's going to get you started on a beautiful hobby that's going to bring you lots of pleasure to your friends as well when you're making those handmade cards. Who knows where it's going to take you. And not only that, it's really clears your mind as well, because when you're thinking about where you're going to put this and where you're going to put that, your brain is not thinking about that electricity bill or something else that's come in. Do you know what I mean? So it's really really good for your head. Let me just grab some 2mm foam pads. Those ones have disappeared again. I'll find them in a minute. I have been making other things. Got a new little job on for Hunkydorys, which you are going to love because I saw it and squealed. So I've got that to be playing with. But yeah, they've been keeping me really busy, you know. I mean, obviously you don't have to. You can opt in and out of things depending on what you've got on. But yeah, and it's all really lovely stuff, guys. Really, really lovely stuff. Okay, so let's just pop these off. And these are the 2mm ones, so just a little bit of height here. And then I'm just going to add some tacky glue just to give me that wiggle room time. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm sort of thinking ahead, thinking gems. Probably want some blue ones, although we could go with some white pearls. So let's just make sure that's in the right place, because that is going to help. So I'm just using that inner piece just to help me figure out where that needs to go. And then what I can do is just pop my knife under and ease that out gently. That goes in my little pile of frames. I might use that with a little book. I might use it somewhere else. But that is how we're looking at the moment. Stands like so. So you can see you've got a lovely bit of dimension there. If you want to put something along there to hide that, you can do. But honestly, it's not really noticeable on the card anyway. Let's grab some gems. Now I've got some really lovely sparkly light blue nail ones. I think are going to be perfect. So let's come in. Oh, got to get in there first. Let's grab some glue. A little bit splurgy on the top. Just a little bit of, and if you find your glue is splurging like that, sometimes it's just because there's a little dried bit at the top holding all the glue there. So it's worth just checking. Now I'm going to go with a 1 on this side. I'll knock everything over, but I'll grab my little pickup tool, and then I'm going to go with 2 on this side. So I'm not going crazy with gems because I think there's a lot on this card that's really pretty at the moment, so we don't need to. I mean, it could survive without it, but for me it's just the finishing touch. But that is going to be card number 1. A little pop up front. Like I say, it just needs that insert in there. And what I will do, and you don't have to use the insert if you want to use the inserts as papers and make the most of them with your little book and stuff. If you've got the bigger £12.99 package, you know, you can do it. It wouldn't look odd without an insert, because if you go into a card shop, not many of them do have, you know, not all the cards have inserts, so you can definitely get away without it. But that is, oh no, I know what I've forgotten. Don't let me move away. I haven't done a sentiment. That is not card number 1. We have not finished it. Let's see. So we have a lovely day, just believe, just a little something nice. Let's go with have a lovely day. And I have got a little bit of a bow here as well. So scissors. Nearly forgot. But there again, you could just leave it without anything on. Put the sentiment on the inside. That way you've got a card that you can just keep until you know what you're going to use it for, or who you're going to use it for. Now I think I'm going to come over there, raise that up. Let's pop that into there. So we've got a 1mm foam pad, so that's going to bring it up to the same level as that piece. A little bit of glue there just to give us again that a little bit of wiggle room time. We want to be able to change it if we're not quite happy. We've got, so this one, this sentiment has got a hole in for a tag. You don't have to use it as a tag. You can hide that hole. Actually, the hole is not all that noticeable, but you can hide the hole with a gem, with another topper, or as I'm doing, a little bow. So I've just got a little bit of navy ribbon, just tied it into a teeny tiny bow. This is about 3mm ribbon. I'm just going to clamp that down. I stick it on with my same glue, and what I'll do is I'll put that to the side. By the end of the video filming, by the end of my next card, that will be done. Takes about 10 minutes or so. Sometimes if you find it's not sticking so well, you might have to put another little application on of the glue, but it does stick it very well, and I haven't, touch wood, I haven't had any come off at a later date, like when I'm putting them in envelopes and things. So that is card number 1, and I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I've just got another piece of that 6x12 cardstock, and I've just folded it in half. Just see it's just slightly off on the fold, so let's just ease that back where that should be, so that's fine. Let's bring in the trimmer. I'm going to grab a silver mirror mat. Actually no, let's go for holographic this time. Let's do holographic. And again, it's a 6x6 mirror mat. So I'm just going to take 2 notches off 2 of the sides. So we're just going to have that lovely white border all the way around. If you don't want the white border all the way around, then you can just use the mirror mat as it is. It's got stuck in there. Let's not mess about anymore. Let's just use that knife. Come on. There you go. Okay. So that should fit onto there quite nicely. You can see it's just the tiniest white border, but it just, I think, makes the card feel and look quite clean. So I'm going to take the foiled cardstock, and I'm going to cut this at 5 3/4. And I think I'm going to take 1/2 inch off the bottom. So this is definitely going in my little file folder there with this kit as a border, and then I'm going to cut this to 5 3/4 the other way. So this way I've got a little border with that sort of check pattern on, and then I've got another piece that I can either use as a border or even a slim mat. And this, although on the cardstock it was on the bottom, I'm going to be using it on the side. So let's put that out the way. And I'm not going to glue it onto my card yet, and I will show you why in a second. So let's just pop this on. Now the topper I'm using is quite big. It's 6 inches pretty much. So for a 5x7 card, for a 6x8x6, any size bigger than a 6x6 really, it would be absolutely perfect. But I was determined to put it on this 6x6 because that's just the day. That's what I wanted to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of it off. Now I don't know, I mean I know there are a load of you out there that have been crafters a while or quite a long time, like myself. I think I might go with Just Believe as a sentiment on this one. And you will probably know the same as me that an oval to cut into, let's say I wanted to find the halfway point, it's incredibly hard because when you're putting it into a trimmer, you know, only has to be a tiny bit on an angle, and you're going to have problems. So I'm not even going to bother trying to. So what I'm going to do, I think I'll go with the 2mm ones on here. So let's see. actually, you know, then there's not a better side than another. And I'm going to have to cut these down. They are just slightly wide, sorry guys. Let's just go across there and then up the middle. Let's go to about there. Okay, so I'm just going to stay away from this bottom piece. It doesn't matter if there are foam pads or where I am going to be cutting it, because over the edge, because when I cut it, then you know they're no longer going to be there. So let's just go all the way around, popping a nice amount of support on here, and down. And this is the thing with the toppers and things, they're beautiful, and I know you never want to be cutting into them ordinarily. Let's leave that one off. I think we have enough there, but don't be afraid to, if you want to, if you feel that that's going to be the look for your card, then absolutely chop into them. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's a bit of paper. It's a beautiful piece of paper, don't get me wrong, but all those things that you can do to paper, you can pretty much do to these toppers. Okay, let's bring that down, and I'm going to bring in some tacky glue, just to give me that bit of wiggle room time. This is a confidence builder, this, putting that on there, because you know, if you do happen to get it not quite where you want it to be, so I'm thinking that I want that to come go around about there, I think. Now I'm hoping that that is straight. Let's just see. Like I say, there's no way really to tell, it's just going by eye. I think that's going to be fine. Right, let's leave that in. And what I'm going to do with this one, rather than raise this topper up, I'm having it flat on the inside. So the only piece that's raised is going to be that frame. So we can pop it in. And then that's going to be there. Now what I'm going to do, move that over. What I am going to do now is just give that 5 minutes to for the glue to go off a little bit, because what will happen is that I'll take that silver frame out, this one that I'm going to take out. I can take it out now actually, but once that's out, once I start cutting, there's every chance that that topper is going to move, and I won't notice it until it's been cut. So what I'm going to do is just give that 5 minutes. Just going to go and refill my drink, and then when I come back that should be set and we'll start cutting into it. Okay, so that's sort of stuck now, so that's fine. And the reason why I took the silver piece out is just in case any of the all-purpose glue had seeped underneath it, then it could be annoying. If it was me and that stuck in there, I would beat myself up about it all day. Okay, because that's what I do. So we're going to just turn that over. We're just going to use my big scissors. These are Crafter's Companion ones. And they did say they were the best scissors in the world, and honestly, they are pretty good. I mean, look, the foam pad didn't stick to that. There's a bit of wet glue on there, but that's from before. And it just wipes off. They are really great scissors, and they came in a pack of 3. Don't ask me where the 3rd one is. But you can see, like, any glue on there, it just comes right off. But they are really good, so yeah, highly recommend them. That's not to say the Hunkydorys ones aren't, because they are as well, but I haven't got those, but I know somebody who has got them and she says they're the same. So okay, so now we can pop this on to our card blank. Just making sure I've got my card the right way, and then we can pop this on like so. And and then just deciding where I want that to go. I think I'm going to have that coming over the top there, so let's grab a little 2mm, so is that going to be sticky stuff? Going to be enough there. Yeah, it's going to be fine. So I'm not quite sure where that's come from, that mucky muck, but just see when I've got that turned over, there is a little pip. Sometimes you do get the pips poking out a little bit proudly. It just needs a little snip. So again, comfort blanket, tacky glue, and then I'm going to pop that onto there. So we've got our just believe. So yeah, I think that's straight. No ribbon this time. I'm going to come in with these blue pearls. They're kind of a royal blue, but I think they kind of match this blue sort of ribbon on there. Hello hens. No, I don't want your apple, thank you. You're going to eat your apple. So I don't think I want them quite that big. Sorry, Henry's just come in because I gave him, when I went in and got a drink, I gave him some fish. So he's got an apple. He loves his fruit and veg, that boy. So there's nothing he likes better than every now and then, you know, like the children's pack of apples, because he's only a little boy. Really need to put some photos up so you guys can see him. Maybe I'll do a little photo book with the alphabet, little book of alphabet soon with some photos of him in, if I can get the printer sorted. There's nothing wrong with it, it does work, it's just buried. My sister keeps all of her dolls' clothes in that room. Her dolls have a better wardrobe than most of the people in London, I think. There's this huge amount. But that is card number 2, so I'm going to leave that one like that. You could come in with some more gems here, little bit of ribbon. You could even spot glitter with your glamour dust type glitter, glue pen, that sort of thing. You could come in with some little pearls in the center of these flowers if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep that quite sweet and simple on that one. So that is card number 2. Let's bring back our card number 1 with the bow that's now glued, and you can see that's on there. I'd have to pull that quite hard to get that off, but that is card number 2. So these were from Blue Blossoms. I've got this little butterfly kisses and flower petal wishes sentiment sort of topper here. I've got if friends were flowers I'd pick you, just a little something nice, and then that one with the flower on. I've got my foiled piece there, so any of these sentiment, these bigger toppers are going to be perfect on there. And there should be another one. Oh, there it is. So we've got that other piece there as well. Also remember, I've got that little book, I've got some more cardstock there, the papers, we've got that and that as well. So loads left over for me to have a little play with that, which I will do, and hopefully get those pictures up tomorrow for you. So it'll be tomorrow after you've seen this video. But that is it for today. So tomorrow, next time we'll come back with another one from this kit. I'm just going to work my way through it. I may even just do one sort of crafting session with the book and, you know, whatever's left over by then. But yeah, that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye.